everyone, Day here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So within our last episode, we did start the trial for one Gina Lestrade, who happens to be a blooming friend for Ryunosuke and Iris, and even also Susato before she left. And we are currently in the process of speaking to two eccentric witnesses who I'm really not sure how to place them. They're trying to say that they were related to Inspector Gregson, which I kind of went with it for a bit there, but I think at this point it should be obvious that at least to me, I figured out a little later than probably the average bear that yeah, they were probably lying about that. But anyways, we're just gonna hop back into it. We don't want to dilly-dally too long because it feels like I always usually hit almost an hour mark with these videos lately. Now, my little Nipponese friend. Yes? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. The evidence. I don't really fully remember how this ended. The evidence for what? For years, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder, but the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. Okay. Objection. Well, I don't need evidence. And he said it so happily too. Well, not happily, but strongly, intensely. Like, Ryunosuke, no. I'm pretty sure in a court of law you need evidence. Because I was there. Unfortunately, that you're the defense attorney. That's completely not gonna hold up, and that's not how it works at all. Objection. However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. Exactly. That's why we have witnesses. You can't be a witness, Ryunosuke, and the defense attorney. Not here. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Ooh. Evidence that these two fired that gun. Oh, okay. Before they left Windy Banks that night. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night? I would have to say this. Well, I can't present this exactly, but that's a bullet, and we all know from earlier. Well, we all know that Windy Banks himself said that in his gun there was only one bullet. So if one bullet killed Windy Banks and there was a bullet in the calendar and he was shot at a whole totally different area, then obviously it'll be this. Then I'm going with it. The evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth have you there, Consul? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Arrogantly? I don't think there's anything wrong with double checking a good job just to make sure everything was done correctly. Personally, I like knowing that like I could have that little buffer. Like, it makes me more confident going forward that I'm not making a mistake. Arrogance has nothing to do with this. Well, anyway. We analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, Consul. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? This. What is that? Explain! Calm down, Judge. Easy. We'll get to it. It's a photographic print taken at Windy Banks pawnbroker on the day of the incident. From the scene of the crime, is it? Yes. I'm so used to seeing the blood green that it's so weird to see it back to its normal hue.
Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windybank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right, and while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night. Nah! I really don't know what to do with these two. Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Von Zieks?
He stands ready to sip from his hollow chalice. He's so calm right now, dude. Like, come on. I want to be as cool as a cucumber as Von Zieks here. If that is a direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection.
What?
Stop wasting good wine!
But you'll forgive me for flinging my hollow chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. Unlike the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
And like the bold baddies.
Hey! Take it easy there, governor. You're gonna land us in the soup.
We are the deal. You weren't gonna get into them details? Tell him, Soki. Set the blokes right.
I'll have nothing to add.
Gregson.
So he knew, did he? Von Zieks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. To what fact do you refer, Lord Von Zieks? As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim.
Ah!
In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windybank at all.
As far as this part goes, it just feels like, wouldn't it have been to Von Zieks' benefit for this information to already come to light? Like, why did he hide it? I don't know. It just like he said, thanks to you, but he already knew this. So I don't understand why the roundabout way of doing it, except for us getting a couple of clicks in as far as presenting evidence and stuff. So that's it. What is that? That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't, Ash. We didn't. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder. What a catalog, eh, fellas?
Ah! We're in for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
He's not going to claim that... No, I was going to say he's not going to claim that Sholmes is the culprit, but why would he when Gina... It's to his benefit that Gina gets declared guilty. So I highly doubt that.
Where is he going with this? I was wondering the same thing. Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me.
Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. It says 1107 on there. So has the trial been going on for an hour and 7 minutes, or I don't know. It's interesting though. But I didn't even consider the cameras anymore. It was like at first I was like, okay, where are those photographs from the cameras? I kind of figured he was gonna do this, so it's not fully a shock, but I should have guessed that this is what he was leaning towards.
Oh, that's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that console? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device for the night in question. Finally! This is what I've wanted to see all along, and I hate that we had to wait till the dang trial to see it. Okay, 8:39. 9:30. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in a quite desultory fashion.
Rather prodigal, I feel.
In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here.
You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I failed to see. And that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals.
One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
That's a bit of fraud, Tucker, eh, bruv? Lady Luck loves a skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin? It must have been just after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been, Nash, must have been. Yeah, just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Is that Mr. Windybanks? Okay, it says 1 a.m. And I see Gina with a dang gun.
Good lord!
Well, they didn't have Photoshop back then, did they? Ha ha ha. She didn't shoot him up here, though. And how would she have carried his body from here to the storeroom? Something's still not adding up.
Good lord! It's the defendant! Miss Gina Lestrade!
As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter, no doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Fair point. But I guess you could say that the motive for killing him is that, yeah, she got what she wanted, but she wanted his permanent silence, basically.
Right! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, Consul.
Photograph taken automatically by the red-handed recorder showing the scene a short time before the murder took place.
I don't believe it, Jenny.
In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank. He's just splayed over on the desk. I say, my lord. Who is this now? Oh, Mr. Garadeb.
Wonder if I might put in a word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a motley bullet to the knee in the battle of my ward. 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service early. Of course, the metal can never outshine the exploits of chops like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battlefield after retirement, you say? The battle of daily life, if you like.
The battle of daily life?
Here I am now, leading a small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we all go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one. We're not the 3 musketeers, we're the 6 cadets! The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we ought to understand?
Oh, are you about to go into a summation examination already?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
Change your mind, Mr. Garadeb. Don't do this.
In a matter of speaking, yes. That is the Garadeb Squadron's position, sir.
What?
No! It's too soon for... So the support for the court men on a double.
His lordship insists on proprietude at all times, and that goes for making decisions too.
I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it.
I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
He must have deposited something in the pawnbrokery. That's what it sounds like to me.
Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop.
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well.
They are. Wait. Did he say that the brothers are unlucky? Didn't we just learn that the brothers shot dang Sherlock Sholmes? Sherlock Sholmes. I'm getting so confused.
I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Yeah, there's no way I'm giving her that voice. Sorry. Not sorry, but sorry. Guilty.
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned.
But Jenny didn't shoot him.
No, of course not.
My lord.
Oh, he's actually applying pressure to the desk. And this is as... Whoa, he sincerely looks like Phoenix right now. Like, before I saw, like, general, like, bits and pieces of Phoenix, but dang. Give him the specialty Phoenix hairstyle, and it's pretty much Phoenix. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination.
Very well, the court grants permission. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising.
I'm trying to figure out his angle for always going up against Ryunosuke.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely, sir. I love it.
Always ready for action, my chops. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
Lovely.
Judicial findings.
Dun, 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 dun. The juror's contentions.
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketing.
As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores properly and rigorously eliminated.
I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. You know what? This guy has a bally good point. But no, seriously, like, thinking about it, after he said that and just he has to have a purpose here, he's probably right because the way the cameras are angled are like this and then a little bit further back, but essentially they're still like this, right? So if we look at it from a stereoscopic point of view, oh, this guy might actually be he might be 100% accurate.
If I had left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now.
Yeah, he has to be talking about he deposited something to the pawnbrokery, and it had to be a while ago, and so now it's expired, maybe. So it could have went out to the sales floor or something.
I made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
In motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent.
I don't. Why? How on earth did he even get a jury notice? How come he's not behind bars? Isn't this guy evil in some way? I feel like they were after him, like he stole something.
The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone, and in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print! Taken from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger.
He said it. Come on. I'm thinking now with the whole stereoscopic thingamabobber that there could be a person behind her that's threatening her. Because we can't see her face, right? It's like this. So she could be scared. And he could be looking beyond her like, whoa. Because she's not holding the gun towards him. She's holding it up in the air. So this is going to be one of those there's more to the scene that meets the eye type thing. For sure. What we're going to have to do is somehow draw smoke to the fire and getting Von Zeeks to give us that other photograph from the same point of view. I mean, from the same timestamp. I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. But if this is going to be a stereoscopic thing, he's going to give it to us. Not sure how, though. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, dear. How these comments were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you.
But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see.
Agreed.
You have the floor, Counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Okay. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal.
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketing.
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadab, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. He was Mr. Natsume's landlord. Mr. Natsume doesn't live here anymore, right? He went back to Japan too.
Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? Mr. Garrett. I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leanings and not guilty or anything. He looks so dry.
Can't be denied, I suppose. The case at the Garadab house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies.
Oh.
Haven't had the heart to break the news to Jody yet.
Now he's using guilt trips.
Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up.
She's not in prison, is she?
Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot. But not for us. That's for Das.
Certain. against than for. I suppose not.
Course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning toward guilty here, obviously.
Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Wait, he is paying attention to Is he paying attention to juror number 2, and in what context? Because she's a maid or because she's young? Or a pretty girl or whatever. I don't know what he's implying here.
As a housemaid, she'd like to see all filthy eyesores properly and rigorously eliminated.
I'm guessing because she's a maid, maybe he still wants a maid. Because that's a signal of wealth and like being middle class and stuff. So I could see it from that perspective. I'm sure he loves Joan to a billion bits and pieces, so. Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. Places full of beggars, pig purses, and craftsmen, the scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these great important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading the Rants magazine in between my duties. He does wonders, cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
Mr. Sholmes, a maid?
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
Minor detail. It was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. You're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway.
Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for
shooting the great detective. Hold my beer. Oh no. We'll come back to her, I think. Well, actually, no. I guess normally it will skip forward automatically, right? Let's see. I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act. But the purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank.
I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir.
Sorry?
Whether it was the thieves or the pig purse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end.
No! This is horrible! You cannot just call someone guilty based off of... Oh my gosh, this is not logical. You're literally leading by feelings and how you feel and how you view the world. You shouldn't do that. You're gonna literally let her hang because you think that all of them are part of the same gutter trash. And sure, yeah, she's a pickpocket, but you can't punish her in this way because of her pickpocketing.
Filth, that should be cleaned up and eradicated in my considered opinion.
Thanks so much for sharing. Changing this maid's mind isn't going to be easy.
Bruno, it was one of those 2 brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it?
Yes, without question.
Well then, I'll never forgive them.
Oh, Iris.
Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow, do you think?
Yes, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first. Iris is cute. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo? Sorry? What? Don't you know? If you look at the photographic print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously. But there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, you can reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, Are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, how did you know? It was just a lucky guess. Exactly. Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the hot and modern. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay, giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. Step right up, step right up. If only it could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. It could. I don't know how we get that other photo.
Hold it!
Okay, what repercussions are you speaking of, sir? What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? Like, literally the whole entire trial, he hasn't said anything, and he's holding his hands like this, like he's a dang doctor of some sort. Like, dude, I highly doubt you're a doctor. I would not want you doing any kind of surgical anything to me. You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that.
Ah, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Yeah, he was wearing a green overcoat, right? In the last trial, so that's why.
Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no! Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field!
I like how he just slapped it. Oh my gosh, this animation is hilarious. So what is it that you think you've left behind?
Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Stutter thing. Went in through the abdomen. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
I hope he doesn't mean like he lost it in a person. Oh my goodness, no. What? Did he? Surely not.
Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't.
Ooh, sir, I just said that I would not want him doing surgery on me. I would rather go to the hottie clinic. I literally would rather go to the hot. If I had to choose the lesser of two evils, I would go to the hottie clinic. I don't like him either, but dang it, I would. That's better than getting a scalpel possibly left inside of you without him actually knowing for sure that he could say, "Oh yeah, that totally didn't happen."
So there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
A little embarrassing, a little dangerous. That's what. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern. And seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere.
Oh, freak.
No, I'm sure, mate. Sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm sure you need to be more sure. As a surgeon, I'm going to need you to pull yourself together.
I made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
Whoops, I did not mean. Well, I just butchered that. If I can't change the minds of more than half of these jurors, the trial will be over.
No, we know that Jenny would never shoot anyone.
Yeah, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. Let's be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Yeah, I know I kind of like just blah blah blah'd it, but we are always short on time in this game. I would rather just get back to where I needed to be. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Are you from the Far East? Stop.
Yes, from the Empire of Japan.
Communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Rail mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electronic signals. This is a mass of cables.
Hey, interesting. Does this mean anything?
This is a mass of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
You are well informed, young lady. Oh, stop! The cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up, I kind of... Whoa.
Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airways to four corners of the globe. Stop.
Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere. Electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers.
Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Every technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle.
I'm gonna piss off the guy like 2 seats over.
I can't understand it. I really can't.
They're just silly toys. I completely knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I was like, he's not gonna peacefully allow her to just say all this man slander on his favorite thing of all time. Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but what? Ah! Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do! Say that again. Wait, I forgot his voice. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again and go on, I dare you.
Goodness, are you talking to me?
I think he just might be. Yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh? You can step right up into my fist.
Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. On Earth, will you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional.
What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all.
It's gonna be in this case. So you will have your chance, Guido. You will have your chance. You just don't know.
Pardon?
I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you never even noticed before.
What? Have you got any, Reno? Any prints we could look at with a stereoscope?
How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Wait, I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all. Okay, so we don't have... Well, I can't back out of it, so... We're just gonna present another picture, but whatever. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works?
Bruno!
What?
You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember?
I do remember, we literally crossed our eyes back and forth, up and down.
You know, one for the left eye and one for the right.
Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have in the pawnbrokery is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find. The clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, very sure to this young man then.
Ha 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 ha! I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me.
Let's get things back on track, shall we, Consul?
Yes. All we need is another shot from a slightly different location. We can see the scene in 3 dimensions. No. I kind of want to... Let's see. Can it really show up new clues, though? Don't know unless you try. Oh, freak. I did not mean to do that. Well, I didn't expect it to do this, but I guess I should have. Can I skip? Thank you. I'm glad that I can move this faster.
Take that!
I am so sorry that I pressed this. I get it already. I guess we do have another person that we could press. Hey. Let's talk to this guy, I guess. I have no idea how we're going to get the information we need, though. Please tell me you're not violent Bolshevik. The Russian revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
Ah, I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor. As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal.
I really don't know if that's true. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out.
People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat.
And which glove fits?
Your number 5 is intrigued. You want to hit him up for coffee after the trial?
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts.
To be treated like vicious criminal all the time. It is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look.
No. People are saying they're criminals because they shot a man in cold blood. Like, come on. The Skulkin brothers? The same? One and the same?
Duh. Maybe they went inside Brown Burger shop, but they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say.
The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Bruno?
Yours are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? I am so glad the game is touching upon this, because otherwise I would have been like, man, come on.
I wish I knew.
I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6. Yeah. You already went. We gotta cut our losses where we can. All the evidence clearly points the finger at the young pickpocket. Okay, maybe this...
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good lord! Counsel, explain yourself!
Oh my statement? Contradictory?
Contradict. Deed or in.
Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouse.
As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver.
Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen. I understand.
Surely, you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear.
Abdomen. A, B, D.
Sir?
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry. My English is still learning.
You are telling the court you didn't hear?
Forgive me, I did not hear.
Ah!
It is word abdomen, part of a person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English, I am Russian, not native speaker.
Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again?
So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we'd never done nothing. But truth is, they shot the detective. Nah, this is double negative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal.
Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. I mean, juror number 2 is too.
This means when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true?
Interesting. Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so...
Enough. I trust no one.
Oh no!
I trust no one now.
It's not the mouse's fault though, sir.
I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Bruno. Easily.
Sorry.
The prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Ah, if you compare the print that pictures Jenny, the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Go in, Mr. Prosecutor.
Tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times.
Honestly, he never says anything during these moments. But with him saying it like this, I guess maybe that's deliberate.
The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one.
Okay.
Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the skulking brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight.
Which means that we have already been here, right?
This was taken after Hurley was shot, then. As far as I could tell, nothing has been taken.
Does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. But we got the second print. A booyah.
So the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot a man, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good.
No! Not good! Still horrible! Still terrible!
Due to what I read, I did not understood the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial.
Wow! He did that quick! Super quick!
Yay! Well done, Reno. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. Let's go back to the other guy really quick before I end this video. If I could do that, we might just turn this situation to our favor still.
Thank you, Consul. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be followed as evidence.
A photograph taken by the red-handed recorder showing the scene after the murder took place. Another print in the court record. Wonder if we can make use of that. Yes. Thanks for the hint. Wait, what did he say?
In lake of lies are many dead fish. We must find truth. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict.
I like that guy. I mean, I don't know what his story is beyond what I'm seeing here, but he doesn't seem all bad. Let's talk to our little auctioneer guy. I always want to press the A button to press on it when it's ill. Can it really show up new clues? Wait, never mind. Let's just skip all this. Let's do this. And beforehand, I'm gonna examine it. Okay, I wanted to make sure I couldn't flip it. So we get from that. And we should be good now. We got it. Alright. These two prints were both taken with the same camera in Windy Banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereoscopic images work? Do you understand the principle?
Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then, when your brain merges the two images together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were in depth. Yes, exactly.
It's the small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important.
What happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same thing? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally, anyway.
Oh! Oh!
Okay, wait a second. She's all smiles about it. Okay, I won't be able to do it from like this. Not really. Oh, the lamp. Well, we already knew the lamp was broken. I can't tell. Okay, alright, that's enough of that.
Of course, now see.
Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret.
I have!
I like how she's still cross-eyed. You won't cross your eyes before you tell me?
Have another look at these two pictures from Harley's camera, Runo. Go on. You see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Really obvious, besides the lamp? Or are they talking about the lamp? I'm gonna assume they're talking about the lamp. Of course there is! There are two people in the first and no people in the second.
Well, yes, I can see that straight away. But no, looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
Alright, I'll give it a go. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the two pictures overlap exactly. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait.
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo?
Yes, I saw it. Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. Yes, that's it, you see? That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power?
Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why did dudes do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that,
I don't know. I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the stereoscope.
As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see the pictures three-dimensionally. Other words. Yeah. Even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures. Yeah, I can see with the placement of the clock that, yeah, they shifted a little. And the, yeah, I can see it now. Like the dog's picture is closer to the book's end and stuff. But why? That's so weird. It shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say, but why the devil does this shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master.
What? Me? I haven't the first idea.
You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is?
think it through step by step. The first photograph, taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. The position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter.
Zukas!
Someone tampered.
New information, stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far, stop.
Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
Are you suggesting you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Wait, what? It doesn't make sense for it to be one of them, does it? Oh boy, I actually don't know. I'll tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible. Man, if this is supposed to be obvious, I am failing. Yes, we've seen how I'm gonna, but I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at.
Take that!
Quite clearly, it was the work of this meddler.
I'm afraid you've digressed there, Consul.
Oh no! Oh. It should never be clear, even to you, who is responsible for the impeachable shifted direction, in the direction of this trial, toward the absurd. Let me guess. Me. Basically. But alright guys, we're gonna end it right here on this scene. Wait, can I okay, I can. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna end it right here on this scene, so that way I can remember how bad I was right here. But okay, so I want to say it has to be one of the pickpockets, right? Or Sholmes. Those are the only two other people that were in there. I mean, what Mr. Winnybake himself could have in the half hour. He died sometime within that half hour, right? Like, if he had moved a key or something, that possibly. Well, before I lose all my badge stars, I'm going to think about it. But yeah, obviously I have 4 people left to choose from, and only 4 stars left. So let's see if I can figure it out when I start up the next episode. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you all have a great and wonderful day. See you next time. Bye.